This is the Effing One Podcast, Australia's only Formula One podcast with Adam and Luke.
G'day and welcome to Effing One Podcast, Australia's only dedicated Formula One podcast. Luke, is that true?
Haven't checked.
Okay. The country of Hungary, landlocked and home of the goulash, the kielbasa sausage, the cabbage dish called kapusta, and the fourth exciting Formula One race in a row. It wasn't quite as crazy as the capital of crazy town, Hockenheim, Germany, but it gave us what we were salivating for, licking our lips, Lewis v. Max, and a strategic slice of genius from Mercedes. So let's ask the man who always is a little bit hungry, always has the slight smell of roasted paprika about himself. Luke, it's time to head hands down, head first, into the Hungarian GP.
Wow.
Oh, by the way, Ashes is on.
Yes,
the cricket.
It is.
And we just took another wicket.
It's been some time, Adam.
Oh, sorry, but weird segue.
Weird segue.
That just flashed up because we just saw a wicket being taken.
It did just happen.
And suck it to England.
Suck a dick. So, it's been a while.
Yeah.
I don't remember the
You
Hungarian
been
Grand Prix.
podcasting?
Yes,
I know.
I haven't done anything.
Do we need to even worry about it?
Yes, of course
We
you
should,
do.
we should.
Well, the depression has set in.
Oh, hasn't it?
We've had 4 enticing, exciting, and for me, slightly erotic Grand Prix. The last 2 back-to-back, and now nothing. A vacant space, a hole in my life that my blow-up girlfriend can't even fill. What am I supposed to do now? I feel lightheaded, sickly, malnourished. Truth be told, I've downloaded all of the pornography. And I've learned something. They're very creative with what they put where. And it's very messy. It's got nothing to do with F1. Nothing at all. But that's all we got.
I like it. You have been a very busy boy.
Yep.
Very busy boy. The reason it's been a delayed podcast, apologies for this wrap up, kids. Just one word.
You have children.
Yes, but
You have responsibility.
yeah, but these kids have been out of control, Luke. I don't even want to.
Have you thought about getting them drunk?
No, but that's probably a good idea. That is probably a
Maybe
little
before bed, champagne!
champagne for
Just get 'em
everyone.
drunk.
Come on, kiddies. I like it.
Have a splash.
I'll give it a try.
Yeah.
So we are back. It's good to be back. And before we go any further,
Nice to
Luke,
see you.
thank you.
You
Good to see
smell
you.
great.
You look different. Your beard's longer. Something. I know what it is. You've won Division 3 Gold Coast Indoor Sports Soccer tonight. I've got the trophy right here, Luke.
Quite a hefty medal.
Your gold medal.
I think it's made of tin.
the Friday Soccer Winter Season 20 premieres. Congratulations, Luke, winning tonight for your indoor soccer competition. Well done.
Yeah, thanks, Adam. I would just like to take this moment of the podcast, we're playing some kids. There's some young kids out there, and there's some aggressive men who can't play soccer very well, who leave talent at the door.
Yeah.
And I'm taking this opportunity to announce my retirement
No.
from indoor soccer.
No.
Yep,
You're so good, though.
I'm all right. I'm not as good as Mum. She's
Yeah.
very good in goals.
She is.
Reflexes of a steel trap.
The number of saves she made last night.
Division 3, we're playing great
Grandmothers,
teams in wheelchairs.
wheelchairs,
The Droolers, they're a great team.
the dribblers.
Yep, they have some great talent in those wheelchairs, but it's not for me anymore.
It's not for you. That's
No,
it. You're done.
There's more important things, like this podcast and my general well-being.
Yes.
I feel like I've got a broken leg right now.
Yeah, and you've got your feet up, which is good. You're resting. You got some ice on that, an ice pack from that rather large buffhead that scissor kicked you in the game.
Yeah,
But you kicked a goal.
sure did.
Good for you.
Yes.
And Luke, I'm sure your team will be missing you, and the sport itself, indoor soccer, won't be the same without you.
Guess what the team name is?
Your name?
My team name.
It's
It's called the Kuntz. K-O-O-N-T-Z, named after the author Dean Kuntz.
Of course. Author Dean Kuntz. What a great guy.
Yes.
Yep. Botanist. The botanist and...
I was like, you can't have that as a name. Like, what?
yeah.
It's my favourite author.
Yeah.
Never read him.
No. Great book. Lots of great stuff about the Wattles. Read a couple of books about some native Australian. Yep. Yeah. No, very good. The Kunt.
Kunz.
And of course, big podcast coming up tonight, Luke.
We have some stuff to talk about.
We've got some stuff to talk about.
Do you remember any of it off the top of your head?
No, we'll have to refresh our memories with the Hungarian Grand Prix. We've going to be chatting to 4-time world champion Sebastian Vettel, Luke.
Oh.
Right here on this little Aussie knockabout podcast. He's always got so much time for us.
He does.
Hasn't he? Normally way too much time for you.
Time.
Yeah. We're going to do a look at the Hungarian Grand Prix. We're going to hand out some awards as well. We're going to analyse the halfway mark of the season. Just have a bit of a, put our feelers out, park it. We'll park it a bit. We'll figure out what's happened, where we think we're going, who's done well, who hasn't done well. We are also going to check out the proposed Formula One race for 2021, the big one, the one that everyone's talking about, Luke, the Monaco of the Gold Coast, the Nerang GP, an update from that.
Exciting.
Very exciting, having another Australian Grand Prix in the calendar. Good time to mention, Luke, as is tradition here at F1 Podcast, we must get dressed up in the native traditional outfits of the featured race and the country, out of respect for that host country's customs and traditions. We are very respectful, Luke.
Are we?
Yes, we are.
We're starting that now.
No, we've always been respectful, Luke.
Right.
We've always been respectful. Sometimes more so than others. We're not always that respectful. Being Hungary, the Hungarian Grand Prix, I am dressed as a very famous Hungarian. Have a look at me. Check out my attire.
The name's right on the tip of my tongue.
Yeah. Okay, let me help you out here. I got a headband. Okay? Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's like a tennis headband. But wait, there's more.
But not tennis?
I'm holding a lead guitar. I'm a lead singer. I'm a songwriter for the famous rock band Dire Straits. Money for Nothing.
And your chips
Mark
for free? Were your chicks for free?
Yes, they were.
Chicks or chips?
Chicks.
Oh,
Mark
I thought I
Knopfler.
just hand out free chips.
What do you think? I look pretty cool, don't I?
You
I'm a rock
look
star.
very similar to...
Mark Knopfler is Hungarian. Just letting you know. So I'm in the traditional Mark Knopfler from the MTV Money for Nothing, Chicks for Free.
Yep.
The same outfit.
Yep.
We've just, producer Peter has beautifully hand
He's had a lot of time to do it.
weaved this outfit. So looks perfect. And you, my good man, you are dressed as one of Hungary's most loved exports. Ooh. Loved by millions around the world, Luke.
Millions.
You smell good as well. Luke, you are dressed as the cabana sausage.
Damn right I am. Check
Your
out my sausage.
Your costume consists of you just sitting inside the pig's intestine. It's just a gigantic pig's
I'm
intestine.
not claustrophobic.
Yeah, and we've just put a little hole where the microphone can, in the intestine
If
itself.
I move too much,
Yeah.
you won't be able to hear me.
No.
It's a thick membrane,
very thick.
but you don't know where the sausage ends and I begin.
Like a gigantic condom.
Just like that.
Yeah.
There's less mixed meat.
Another wicket in the cricket.
Another wicket in the cricket.
Another wicket in the cricket.
For
Is that
those
right?
Big cricket fans in the United States.
This is the worst podcast ever because we are so sidetracked right now. That's 8 for 56 in the Ashes. Welcome back to the Ashes.
Super for that.
F1 podcast. Weird segue.
Oh, come on. Let's get on with the podcast.
Let's get on with this Formula One podcast. Stop talking about cricket, Luke.
I'll turn it off.
Luke.
If you can't focus.
We've talked
I'll
about
turn it off.
soccer, about your
That
exploits.
was my soccer. Yes.
Division 3,
And retirement.
under 11s,
Some of them were under 11.
for the slightly handicapped.
One of them had one leg.
And now the Ashes. Unbelievable. We're going to get them all out for under 100. Let's keep moving on with the podcast. This is the slowest moving podcast ever. Of course, you can check out the photos of what we're wearing. Check it out on Twitter and Facebook.
How the fuck am I going to do that?
I don't-
Well, I know
Let's
how
take a
I'm
selfie. Let's take a selfie.
Yeah, all right. We'll take that now.
Okay. Now, talk us through Hungary. Luke, it happened a long time ago, but the fourth great race in a row that we've had, not as crazy as Germany, but it was really a two-horse race, and we finally saw the head-to-head clash between two guns, two informed drivers, Max Verstappen, Lewis Hamilton, and a big strategic slice of genius from the Mercedes garage.
Great, it was damned if you do, damned if you don't. If you don't make that switch to a brand new softer tyre or a brand new tyre at all, because there was concerns that it wouldn't last. And as soon as Lewis pitted, it caught Red Bull out. And by the time Lewis had finished that first lap out, the gap was too small. They couldn't bring Verstappen in. So Verstappen was pretty much a sitting duck, and it was just a matter of Lewis whittling down that gap.
Yep.
Whittling down that gap.
Whittling.
It was a great move, really. Hats off to Mercedes for rolling the dice. It was either going to be second or they're going to win a race.
And we did see a lot of the traditional Lewis Hamilton whinging, which I thought was great.
Yeah.
A lot of questioning his team's tactics, a lot of moaning, a lot of groaning. This is not going to work.
Yeah.
What are we doing? This is stupid.
Yep.
Oh, come on, guys. What's going on in it? This is ridiculous. And then sure enough, he complains about nothing and he's got the fastest car and he wins. The
tyres dropped off. I think he complained at one point about something and then he posted the fastest lap of the race. Go figure. But then Max... after he got past, he pitted and put in the fast lap of the race. Mercedes, first and eighth, that pit stop on lap 49 won the race. Lap 1 ruined the race for Valtteri. Slight contact with Lewis, and then Leclerc chopped him off, which should have been a penalty in my eyes.
Yeah.
Leclerc just came straight across to block, and it was a little bit too aggressive for my liking.
Yep.
Red Bull, second and sixth. Max, first pole position, the third youngest pole position sitter, and the Formula One's 100th different pole sitter.
Yep.
Just want to point out that Mark Webber and Daniel Ricciardo have more pole positions than Max Verstappen, so therefore better than Max Verstappen.
Of course.
Max drove very well, fought hard and clean with Lewis. He didn't have much tyres left to race with and against. Red Bull would have taken a pit stop gamble. No.
They couldn't.
I mean, if they could have, if they did it before Lewis.
Yeah.
But Red Bull were really strong. It was a track that they should have been strong at. Strange that they weren't very strong in Monaco compared to where they've been very, very dominant in Monaco. Ferrari. Who?
Ferrari, what's the deal?
The team that spends $500 million for third and fourth, 61 seconds behind the top team. 61 seconds.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not good when you're that far behind. No. There was only Max and Hamilton. The rest of the field were nowhere. And to be 60 seconds behind, there's a real problem at Ferrari.
When you think about investment and return on investment, it's not the best decision.
It's not great. It's not great.
It's like putting Alonso in a McLaren. Just not a wise decision.
Maybe not this year. He might have, if he was in a McLaren this year, he would be right up there.
Be interesting.
It would be interesting.
He'd have a podium for sure.
Yeah, quite possibly.
Especially in, where was it? Hockenheim?
Oh, yeah.
The wet race?
Yep.
He would have been there.
He's a wet weather specialist.
McLaren, speaking of McLaren, Sainz made the most of his strategy and finished up 3 places ahead of his qualifying.
That's
in 5th place ahead of Red Bull's Gasly.
It's two fifths in a row, I think
so,
for Carlos.
Yeah.
He's been fantastic.
Yeah. Norris didn't have the luck, falling 2 spots after out-qualifying the Spaniard Norris, finished in 9th. Alfa Romeo. Is there some kind of name we can call Alfa Romeo?
Something that you don't like, Alfa Romeo?
Oh, fuck, they're shit-ass looking cars. There's probably only one Alfa Romeo that I think looks decent. I think it's in the Spider, I think it's called.
Oh, yeah.
That looks decent, but the rest of them look horrible. The front grille.
Yeah, it's not a good-looking car.
I'm glad they don't have that on the fucking Formula 1 car. So Kimi said that in Hungary they were better than McLaren, but they didn't finish ahead of them. The team was only had 1 point scorer with Kimi finishing 7th and Giovinazzi finished 18th.
Yeah. And mentioned that Bottas, Gasly, again, underperforming massively. Yep. Bottas showing in the same car as Hamilton. Bottas 8th. So far away.
He had the contact in the first lap, which kind of ruined his race, but he still only got up to 8th. He had a decent fight with Daniel.
But to spend that long behind Daniel and to not be able to... He's just not great at overtaking.
Yeah.
He just can't overtake people.
Yeah. It's also difficult in Hungary to make those overtakes, but I do see your point. I think he should have got up a few places higher considering the
Gasly.
opposition.
I mean,
Gas is a fucking joke.
wow, poor old Gasly. I mean, to be a good second behind your teammate every lap, it's not flash.
Racing Point. No rain to help them out this week.
No.
Stroll isn't worth mentioning. Perez had a disrespectful Ricciardo try to overtake him on the final corner of qualifying that buggered both their laps. So they were both out in Q1. Then Perez and Hulk had a great battle, unbeknownst to the TV director, which I think we haven't seen a lot of pit stop errors this year. So maybe the TV director is Terry. He's moved up
from
into
the Haas
broadcasting.
garage.
From the Haas garage, and then he was at McLaren, then he was at Ferrari, and I think
does make sense. Whenever there was a fuck up in the garage, it was.
I think it's Terry.
It was Terry, and I think he may have got a job with Liberty TV
FOM.
coverage. F1 doesn't surprise me.
So Perez 11th, and the other bloke. Well, I haven't paid. I haven't been paid to say his name, so just not going to.
Fair enough. Okay, fair enough.
Renault. Wow, shit. Daniel didn't make it through to Q2 with P18 behind Richie Rich.
Yep.
And that's how bad qualifying was for Renault. Hulkenberg P11 in quali and P12 in the race. Daniel took some engine penalties. Best decision Renault has made all year. He made some progress and then had a battle with Bottas.
Yep.
Not by Bottas' superior overtaking skills, but purely from a superior machine in the Mercedes-AMG Formula 1 car. Pitted on lap 47, so he made the harder tyres last a bit longer. Pit on the softs, made up a few places, and then he had some staunch defence from Kevin Magnussen, and it was late. But he did it.
The Viking.
Yeah, the Viking held him off.
Love
It was
him.
like it's a battle for bugger all, really. It was 13th and 14th. But yeah, he couldn't get past him. So I think I would have just chucked it in there.
Oh,
If you make contact, fuck it. You're both out of the race. You're battling for fuck all.
You got to do it for the
and it just sort of
fans.
just show him, well, maybe you can't get away with it. Haas holes. Romain Grosjean qualified 9th. The Melbourne spec finished, and with an early water pressure failure, turns out he has some kind of incontinence. Maybe we can sign them up for the Incontinence Australia website. I did that to a friend once. I signed their email up to the Incontinence website and their address, so they sent them all this material about the local public bathrooms of where they need to go and how they can manage their incontinence.
Nice.
So
What a
feel
good friend
free.
you are.
Any
I'd hate to be your enemy.
well, the funny thing is she signed me up to Advanced Hair, and they called me up on a Monday
Did they?
and go, you said you registered interest on the Advanced Hair website. I'm like, no, I didn't. She goes, oh, well, and she's like, there's a practical joke that's been played on by my friend, and she's like, oh, I said I am going bald, but I'm completely fine with it. She's like, oh, well, if you ever, feel you need to grow some hair. I'm like, no, thanks. Goodbye. So then I signed her up to the Incontinence website.
Very next day.
Yeah. So
Why wouldn't you?
she has a local map of all the piss places just in case she can't make it to them. So,
Surprisingly handy.
oh, yeah. And she actually hasn't
You
cancelled
kind
it.
of did her a favour.
Yeah.
Really.
She does publicly urinate quite often. So it's what friends do. I'm there to care.
Perfect. Well done, sir.
More importantly, Toro Rosso. We were talking about Haas.
Speaking of colostomy bags and Toro
Speaking
Rosso.
of shit. After a point haul galore from Germany, Haas come home with a point from Albon. Who?
Some Formula 1 cars.
Yeah, we're at a
Is that
local racetrack. It's Midnight Racing.
Kingston Park Raceway. Yep.
It's my local haunt.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
dominate.
Yeah, you were very good.
Yeah, not much to say for Toro Rosso. Albon got a point. Williams. We have a scoop about Russell's performance in qualifying,
Okay.
but that's going to come out in the medical report.
Oh, yeah, we'll check out the medical report and see who's in tip-top shape and who's injured.
An outstanding effort for the team to qualify P16.
Yep.
Ahead of the Racing Points, Ricciardo and his teammate Kubica. Russell also made some epic moves on lap 1. Unfortunately, that was short-lived due to Williams' shit car.
Yep.
But Russell finished P16 ahead of some kids with good hair. Stroll and Pizza Man. Kubica has a lot of support from the Polish fans, and that's the highlights for Kubica. He's got some good
a lot of
fans.
fans. He
Good
does.
fans turned out for Hungary,
The Poles will turn out for a good sausage and also to support Kubica.
and he finished P19, the last of the active cars with Grosjean's car.
Not sure he's
P16.
going to be driving for the rest. I've got a suspicion that they may not be there for the rest of the year.
For the rest of the year, really?
Well, at some stage this year, I should say. Someone else will
I reckon
be.
he'll be gone at the end of the year,
I think he will definitely be gone, yeah.
but I don't think he'll. I
You
think
think
he'll see out the season.
Okay. Fastest lap of the race, Lucas?
Fastest lap was that Dutchman,
The Dutchman.
Mad Max Verstappen, with a 1 minute 17:103.
Driver of the day.
Driver of the day was Max, even though he finished second.
He gets that a lot, doesn't he? Gets a lot of preferential Dutch voting.
Yeah. I think it must be
Championship.
something with Dutch and the Chinese fans. They just fucking.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people in China.
There's a lot of people there. Championship points breakdown. Bottas really fucked up.
I'll tell you the quickest pit stop was Williams with a 2.19
That doesn't surprise me, Luke.
seconds.
They have been very fast.
Yeah, in pit stops.
In pit stops. That's the thing they are doing well.
Williams are the fastest teams in pit stops.
In pit stops. They can manage that. But that does show them that they've still got something
in pit
to
stops.
give in pit stops alone. Well, Claire is
ridiculous.
doing a good job.
So the championship stands or constructors, drivers. What do you want me to? What do you want me to?
Let's go to the Drivers' Championship. I mean, it's a foregone. I mean,
It's-
but Bottas slips further back now. Another missed opportunity, Bottas. Come on.
So I'll start at the bottom. George Russell, 0 points. Robert Kubica, a solitary point. Giovinazzi, 1 point as well. In the Alfa Romeo. That's poor. Romain Grosjean, 8 points. Sergio Perez, 13. Alexander Albon, the TIE fighter, he's on 16. Nico, the talented Nico Hulkenberg, 17 points. Kevin Magnussen, 18 points. Lance Richie Rich Stroll, he is on 18 points as well. Daniel, the personality Ricciardo, on 22 points. Lando Chuck Norris, 24 points. Daniel, the missile Kvyat, he's on 27 points. Kimi, the other Finn, or the drunk Finn, party boy.
Yep.
Raikkonen, he's on 31 points. Carlos Minifon Sainz, 58 points. Big considerable gap between Raikkonen on 31 and Sainz on 58. Pierre Gasly, he's going to struggle to stay in 6th place. Now he's gone to another team. We'll talk about that shortly. He's on 63 points. Charles Leclerc, the chosen one, he is on 132 points. Sebastian Fingerboy Vettel, 156. Mad Max Verstappen, 181. Valtteri, what do we call him?
Valtteri can't pass.
Can't pass.
Can't pass.
After you.
Yeah.
After you, Bottas.
Ladies first.
And that is, he's on 188 points with Lewis, the douche canoe Hamilton. He is on 250 points.
Yep.
With a 62-point gap.
Do you think Max will catch up with Bottas
Yep, Max will finish
in the second half of the season?
Actually, I've put money.
Hard earned.
Well, I worked, yes. Hard earned, maybe not. Max to win the championship.
Really?
Yeah.
That seems like an outside. Well, I hope you got some good odds.
Oh, very good odds.
What was
And I didn't throw a lot of coin at it.
What was the odds that you picked up?
I think it was like
30 to
20.
1.
It was pretty high.
Yeah, a lot. I can imagine. Well, that's good. You got to have a little flutter.
Yeah, why not?
Flutter's fun.
Yep.
You know, it keeps it interesting. You know,
Constructors' Championship?
yes. What's happening there?
Williams, 1 point. Haas, 26. Racing Point, 31. Alfa Romeo, 32. Renault, 39. Toro Rosso, 43. McLaren, 82. Red Bull Racing, 244. Ferrari, 288. Hopefully, there'll be some changes at Red Bull that will maybe even out or get some extra points that Gasman was missing.
Yep.
And Mercedes on 438. Ferrari, remember, 288.
Oof.
A significant gap. And I've got an interesting stat before we crack on
Yeah.
to the next point. Formula One put out some statistics about where everyone is mid-season and where they're at, and this is a very interesting one. So the points that Sauber has, or the Alfa Romeo team,
Yep.
they are 42%, scored 42% more points than they have at this time last year.
Really?
McLaren, 37% up. Toro Rosso, 35% increase on last year. Mercedes, 21% increase on last year's championship points. Red Bull, only 9% increase. Now, this is where it gets a bit oof. Williams, they are 75% down.
Mm.
They were on 3 points. I think, was it 4 points? They were on 4 points. They're 3 points down on what they were. Ferrari has 47 points less.
Wow.
So that's a 14% decrease. Racing Point is 28 points less than last year.
Jeez.
Renault, 43 points
Jeez.
down on last year at this time.
Wow.
So that's a 52% deficit on the year before.
That's not good.
That's backwards. And the Haas-Holes, 40 points down, 61% decline in this year.
Yeah. There's not great news there for some of the teams.
No.
Let's take a look at the, speaking of not great news, but very smelly news, the Turd Championship. Luke, who's leading the reverse championship? The worst driver.
It's getting exciting. Very exciting. So after Hungary, the leader of the Turd Championship, by 15 points, he has a lead.
Oh, it's close up there, isn't
Robert
it?
Kubica.
The Turd Championship.
He's leading the Turd Championship, being F1's shittest driver.
Yes, the Poles will be happy.
Very happy.
Yeah.
He's on top of the table.
Top of the table.
Next up is Romain Grosjean.
Yeah, he's been
100
shit. That's exactly what you want to be with the Turd Championship. You want to be shit.
You're shit.
Yep.
So 140 points. He's ahead of Russell significantly. Russell's only on 119.
Russell,
116, sorry.
That's great for a Williams driver.
Yeah.
It's
Third.
Yes.
Third and a turd.
That's like, yes. That's really impressive.
Yeah. Magnussen Giovinazzi's on 94. Magnussen is on 89. And then you got Norris, Ricciardo on 84. And, not much else going on
There you go.
back there.
There you go, Luke. The Turd Championship, the beautiful hand-whittled turd placed on by producer Pete on the
Sphinctorially whittled.
beautifully whittled by the backdoor anus onto the lovely oak, and we've spray painted that beautiful trophy, and we'll be hand delivering that to the worst driver of the year, whom at the moment could be one Kubica.
Do you give it to his good hand or his bad hand?
Oh, do you think it depends if he can carry the weight in the bad hand?
I reckon he could. It's a hefty turd, though.
It's a big one from
Big nard.
one of producer Pete's finest.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we wouldn't put on a plaque
No.
if it wasn't worthy
Oh,
of
no,
such
no.
a high esteemed honour. Speaking of steamy, let's hand out some awards, Luke.
We've got
We've
awards.
got some awards to hand out. So we've got the highly treasured, respected awards. Let's go for the first one. Now, this is what the drivers really want to get. They want to get these awards. They're often ribbing each other in the garage, saying, "Hey, how many green awards you got?" So let's find out. Firstly, who gets the green award for looking after the environment, Luke?
The green award goes to Romain Grosjean for his early retirement, the car incontinence. That's why he gets the green award.
Smallest carbon footprint.
Yeah.
Well done to you. The next award is the biggest waste of time award, the UGE Day award. Luke, who wasted everyone's time just by showing up?
Well, for the one-handed bandit, we're giving it to Robert Kubica. He wasted a lot of Polish fans' time.
Yeah.
But apparently the Polish fans have been really going rank at Russell, like abusing him online and stuff like that.
Why?
Because he's beaten...
Because he's beating him.
Yeah, that's it. Well,
Well, imagine if he wasn't beating Kubica with one arm.
be
He'd
better.
be copying even more.
Yeah. He wouldn't have a drive.
That's hard to understand.
Yeah.
Now, time for the Effing One Podcast Award, making Formula One great. Who made it great?
Well, there's two. There's two I'm giving it to. Mercedes AMG F1 for them pitting Lewis.
That was pretty great.
That's smart.
That was really
And
good.
it made the race exciting. It wasn't just going to be processional 1-2. It's like let him chase him down, fight for the win, take the win pretty much. And, well, the news, this is why we're giving it to the giving them an F1 podcast for making Formula One great again is for Red Bull pulling Albon out of Toro Rosso and throwing him in the Red Bull car. That is how you make Formula One great again. By bringing in a competitive driver and
Yes.
just getting Gasly maybe to get some confidence up, and maybe he'll have a stint with Ferrari and then come back like Kvyat did. But yeah, it's unfortunate for Gasly, but it's great for Alexander Albon. He really deserves it.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's the award. They're both getting it.
I like
Mercedes
it.
AMG for the pitch strategy,
Dead heat.
and Gasly
Yep.
getting demoted.
Fair enough. Getting an award for getting demoted. That's
Yeah.
great. Time for the Pastor Maldonado Award. Dangerous driving. Luke, who was pretty crazy out there. Anyone?
Would you give it to Alexander Albon for his free practice one crash that we were actually podcasting live, watching it?
To then give him a Red Bull seat straight after? Yeah, why not?
And or Magnussen for his... He didn't really make contact with Daniel, but he was...
He had his elbows out.
He had his elbow. I'd give it to Albon
Yeah. That
for his
makes
practice
sense.
crash. Nothing to do with the race, just practice crash. He really bent that car.
He might want to take care of that Red Bull, though, going forward.
Costs a bit more.
Yeah, you want to be a bit more... If you are listening, Albon, we know you are. Big fan of the F1 podcast.
G'day, Albon.
Just be careful with that Red Bull because Marco may not be so...
You know what
forgiving.
he is doing? He's really improving the... there is a bit of a stereotype with Asian drivers.
Yes, he has improved
He's
that.
just blown him out of the water. You
Sure
can't say
has.
that Asians are bad drivers when you've got Alexander Albon from Thailand
Correct.
racing under the Thai national flag. He's just...
There are lots of Thai taxi drivers right now flying around Bangkok
Yep,
very confidently,
yep,
thanks to Albon.
yep. They've all got... They're like, oh, I didn't have confidence before, but now
Now look at me go.
look at me go.
Yep.
No,
I'm going to
no
go
accidents
straight through that
anymore.
red light.
I haven't
straight
seen a
through-
bad Asian driver
And I'm
this
going to
year.
honk my horn constantly for the next 5
They love
minutes.
honking their horns, don't they?
I love it. Love it.
It's
love
like
it,
an
love
Asian
it.
pastime.
It's a shame that Albon doesn't.
It's in Melbourne as well.
Can we somehow put a horn on Albon's car? Do you think that's something that we could do? Just so it relates more to the Thai people.
Yeah.
And they go,
So I
See?
think that's their national anthem.
he's one of us. He comes first, and they just honk the horns. We couldn't find it, but here's a horn. to
He
make you
puts his
feel
hand
at
on
home.
his heart.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
remember
yeah.
this.
That's a
His
great.
perfect British accent. Oh, it takes me back.
Another award is the Lick takes me back. The Lick It and Send It Award of the best overtaking manoeuvre.
Well, George Russell on lap 1.
A Williams overtaking someone.
Yeah.
Bloody brilliant.
Around the outside of turn 4. I was thoroughly impressed by that move.
Yeah, that's nice. That might have been the sealer. That might have been the reason he got the call up.
Yep. Well, no, Russell. It wasn't Albon.
Oh, sorry.
You-
I'm still
so
thinking
there's
of the horns.
going
It's
on
the
in your head.
horns. I can't hear. I've got the ringing in my ears.
Yeah.
Good times.
I think it's
Lick It and Send It Award. Did we do that one?
Yeah, we did George Russell,
Okay.
lap 1. That's what we just did.
Oh, you know what we do need to do?
The UGE Day Award.
Yes,
That's Robert Kubica.
that's the one.
Wasting everyone's time.
Everyone's time. Now, Formula One is a lot more physical and demanding than most people think. So we need to check with the medical room. We've got some inside info. We've got people who are back there and they're reporting back to us. Exclusive news on F1 podcast from the medical room, Luke. What's been happening? Is everyone fit, healthy? What are the injuries after the Hungarian Grand Prix?
Well, it's we've got a man in the medical room.
Yep.
One of those men that kind of...
Igor.
He'll stand there and watch another man piss for a drug test.
Yep. Igor Slavinsky.
Yeah. He had the gum boots on when I was talking to him.
Had the had the vial of urine.
Yep.
He's also doing
Swirling
a lot of,
it.
Yeah, a lot
He was
of
aerating it.
yeah.
Yeah, for science.
He was tampering with it.
For science.
Let's be honest.
So Kvyat has a lack of sleep, a reported lack of sleep
Oh,
with
dear
the new
God.
child. You know what that's like.
Yes, I do. I mean, in a Formula One driver, you kind of need your sleep.
You do.
You know,
I think most people need this
you can
sleep.
easily do what I do during the day and not have sleep, but to do what he's doing in a Formula One,
Imagine
car?
you in a Formula 1 car with the lack of sleep that you've had.
Yeah, nah,
No, see? Can't.
nah.
Lance Stroll was running low on hair gel over the weekend.
Sweet Jesus.
So that's why I think he was off the pace, and he just wasn't focused because he knew once he got out of the car, his hair was going to look like shit. So he ran out of hair gel.
Did he use a different product on it? Or
No.
he just didn't have any
No,
product?
he doesn't have that inventive mind.
No.
Someone doesn't tell him, he doesn't know.
Well, he drives like that as well, doesn't he?
I'm surprised. You should have some kind of hair gel sponsor on the side of that car, especially with Perez.
Yeah.
The other one, Giovinazzi, rumour has it, he's suffering from a very serious case of athlete's foot.
Oh.
You know, you're just peeling in between your toes.
Yeah.
That's the kind of thing and he suffers.
Yeah, that's not easy when you're
not
in the cockpit.
Built strong. You know, you get itchy feet as you're trying to
Last
drive. You
thing
just
you-
keep, lifting off the throttle. That's not
The
good.
last thing you want to do is have itchy feet. You're stuck there. It's sweaty. And the sweat.
Yeah.
That's the
Irritating.
moisture.
Yep.
That's where athlete's foot really
You need
kicks
to
in.
keep your feet dry.
You got to get the powder.
Yeah.
Get the baby powder.
Pete's got baby powder.
Between the toes.
Yep.
Does he have a little
In the
dispenser?
cleftal horizon, you always need powder in the cleftal.
Surely he's got a dispenser. Yeah, on board he's got some sort of an anus dispenser
It's next to the fire extinguisher,
yeah.
and it's just this. Poof, poof. It's a jet of
Baby powder.
Yeah. See?
Ingenious.
And there's one more. It's quite a serious one.
Yeah.
George Russell was tested for testosterone. He was tested for a testosterone increase. After that magnificent quality performance, I noticed he had a bit of a, I noticed him in a bit of a manly light. I looked at him differently.
Wow.
There's a bit of a 1 o'clock shadow for him. I think
Wow.
that's the best he can do. He can't get to 5 o'clock. It's just a 1 o'clock shadow.
So his levels have spiked?
It was noted by the stewards
That he
that
had a
they saw the
testosterone
1
level.
o'clock shadow. They tested him and compared him to his normal levels of testosterone.
As it because normally he registers as like a 5-year-old testosterone
So
level.
they were through the roof
Were they?
with the new test.
Fuck.
Compared to you and I, though, slightly lower. So they rejected the claim, the doping, and came to the conclusion he's actually going through puberty. So expect more random erections from Boy George as he goes through the change.
Very annoying.
Exciting times for him going through puberty now.
But it's so annoying when you're driving with a boner.
It's difficult.
And I guess
But sometimes you can drive no hands.
and like any 13-year-old boy when they're driving, you just have to knock the top off it.
Yeah. I think that's what, Kubita uses his erection.
Pit stop.
Just to,
Maybe a pit
to
stop.
drive.
Just a comfort pit stop. Just a little, okay, drivers, everyone,
Mandatory pit wank.
don't look at George. Everyone look away. He's just going to knock one out. How long do you need, George? 2 seconds? You need more?
And he's done.
That's a pretty quick
And
pit
especially
stop.
Williams.
That's a 5-second pit stop. That's well done.
He's already fluffing himself as he goes through pit
Yeah.
lane in the
Yeah.
pit speed limiter. And he just likes to get the revs at the right vibration.
Yeah.
Stops.
Yeah.
Done.
Definitely needs to have one of the strips after that pit stop. It's a pit stop you want to pull off the strip
Oh,
for sure.
George, going through the change.
Yeah.
Good on you, mate.
So many questions.
Becoming a man.
So many.
It's a beautiful
So
time.
experimental time. Just never not quite sure.
Fuck.
Not quite sure what he wants. Okay, this is getting silly. Oh god.
So that's the medical report all wrapped up.
Thank you very much, Luke. Your man from the inside in the medical report. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Okay. So, wrap up at the halfway point of the season, Luke. Can we just touch on expectations at the start of the season? Obviously, Ferrari looked like they were the bloody dog's balls. It was all Ferrari. How times have changed. So let's just, halfway point of the season now, let's just regroup. Let's gather our thoughts. What have we learnt? Who's looking good? Who's not looking good at this point in time?
Yeah, so the mid-season report. Who's surprised you this year? Who's up their game?
I would definitely say that McLaren would be the biggest surprise packet for me. I think at the start of the season, you wouldn't think that they would be any better than, Haas, and I would have also rated, Renault would be in front, Haas would probably be in front because Haas showed some good signs early on. I think they were right at the back. So
Yeah.
definitely McLaren for me.
Yeah, McLaren definitely did a great job this season. Driver battles, teammates, we'll have a look at that. So Hamilton and Bottas. So in qualifying, Hamilton has 7-5. In the races, 9.
Head-to-heads?
Yes, 9-3. So Hamilton's finished ahead of Bottas 9 times.
Yeah, it's been pretty dominant display.
10 podiums for Lewis, 9 for Valtteri. 250 points to 188. Valtteri's had 1 DNF, which was in Hockenheim. So the interesting thing about them, the old Mercedes, still dominant. Found something in the last preseason test that's unlocked the car. Made it a fucking beast of a car. Weakness is Bottas, hot weather and unscheduled pit stops.
Yep.
Strengths, meticulous, no failures in qualifying like Ferrari. They have their I's dotted, their T's crossed. They're fast in the slow speed corners, even with a longer wheelbase than most cars. Ferrari.
That's been a big surprise, but in the reverse to what you would say McLaren was a surprise.
Yeah.
Ferrari's a surprise that they look so dominant in testing, promise so much. There's numerous races they should have won. They probably should have won 2-3 races.
3 races, yeah.
And
if Leclerc didn't bin it in Baku, there's no doubt he would have won Baku.
And they're empty-handed. And it's not just... They don't know what's wrong with the car. They can't find a way to work with the tyres.
Right.
And then there's also the strategic problems they're having.
Who's going to win?
Tactical issues.
Who's going to be the first Ferrari race winner out of those two?
Oh,
Is it Vettel or is it going to Leclerc going to break his
you know
drought?
what? It's a very good chance neither one of them could win a race this year.
Ooh.
I mean, they've had...
Red Bull have stepped up big time too.
There's more competition now than there was at the start of the season.
The reason why I chucked out a little bit of coin on Verstappen, if you look at Austria, he won that race.
Yep.
It was hot, but he still won that race. He beat Ferrari.
Yep.
You know, Honda gave him a decent bit of grunt. Good times for them.
Yep.
Yeah, Ferrari won the preseason championship again, missed out on wins for Leclerc in Bahrain and Austria. Good luck, Chuck, the chosen one or whatever we're calling him, has had a pole position, but also had some major mistakes that have cost him dearly. I think he needs to take a chill pill.
Yeah.
And realise that the championship isn't going to happen. Just go for the wins where they can. The weaknesses, the organisation of the team, there needs to be some German infrastructure like there was in Schumacher's time. There needs to be
idea.
ruthless efficiency,
Yep.
where I think they're
A little less Italian,
Yes.
a little more...
And I think they know
German.
that. They just don't want to admit it because
Yeah.
Italians, they do no wrong.
No. Very proud.
Strengths, engine. Geez, it's epic and in my opinion the strongest F1 engine at the moment. They are getting a fair bit of grunt from that hybrid energy.
Yep.
So head-to-head with those two because I think they're worth mentioning. Sebastian Vettel qualifying 6 and 6 with Leclerc, so they're even on quali. Race, Sebastian's finished 8 times ahead compared to Leclerc's 4. Podiums, 6 and 5.
Yeah, right.
So Sebastian's had 1 more podium.
It's very close.
Yeah.
It's very close.
Points 156 to 132, and Leclerc's had 2 DNFs.
What does the head-to-head look like for Red Bull at this midway point? Very one-sided.
It is.
I'm assuming.
So 11 to 1 in qualifying.
I'm surprised it's 1 for Gasly. That surprises me, actually, that he's
That's
out-qualified Max once.
He shouldn't have. The race, 11 to 1 for Max.
Yeah.
Podiums, 5 to 0.
Yes.
And points, 181 to 63.
And this has to be the reason why Red Bull have decided to go for Albon and get rid of Gasly, because you can't, to win the Manufacturers' Championship, you can't have one driver that's just simply not pulling their weight and not picking up those extra points.
Did you say can't?
Can't.
Okay.
Can't.
Just checking.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you need to have another driver who
Oh, you can.
who is able to pick up points.
Yeah. If they want to overtake Ferrari to come second in the championship, they need someone who can regularly score points
Yep.
and not be as far
Yeah.
behind.
It's fine to have Max as your number one driver, but you need to have someone who's going to be just supporting him, and then who can defend against tactics.
The interesting thing, I think Red Bull need to look outside their family. Right now, they're obviously not funding the right people to get into Formula One and get to that point. I think that they need to go, right, we need to buy someone to bring it in with Max to make them competitive, because you can't let that many points slip by. You can't have that much of a gap between your first and second driver.
No. Alonso?
I would love to see Alonso in Red Bull. I would love to see Alonso in this year's Red Bull.
Yeah.
244 points for Red Bull. They're stronger than Ferrari. That's clear. The car is strong, and the Honda have given a decent engine, and that's got some decent grunt and reliability compared to the years before. It's much decent. Gasman, well, 118 points behind his former teammate. I wrote in my notes, will he see out the year? Wrong. Strike that from the record. Weakness as a team, unfortunately, I have to say it's Gasly and his media handler. I think Gasly's, we've spoken about Gasly's media handler on multiple times, but let's chuck the knife in. It's your fault.
It is.
Let the man talk. Don't stifle him.
He was fine.
It's fine to talk to me. It's fine to talk to you.
Correct.
But then he just jumped on in.
Yes.
And said, no, you can't talk to Pierre, so go fuck yourself.
That's where the problem lies. It starts there.
The strength, Mad Max, and his chassis clearly very strong. Didn't get a win in Monaco or Hungary, but both solid results in Hungary, Germany, and Austria.
Yep.
So Red Bull doing a really, really good job. Not great for Daniel Ricciardo and where he was.
Speaking of which, can we have a look at that head-to-head between the two teammates in the Renault garage?
Well, no.
Pretty close?
No, you can't.
No.
No.
Not really close at all?
No.
I think it might be in Dan's favour. I think the qualifying, the points are slightly in Dan's favour.
I have the spreadsheet on my computer, but I don't have it in front of me.
That's fine. We haven't got that information, but I'm pretty sure that Dan is, well, he's not dominating, but enough that Hulkenberg is feeling a little unsettled. And there are also some rumours about Hulkenberg not being at Renault next year as well, which I think is quite interesting.
It's true. But I will give you some wee statistics for the Renault teammates. Ricciardo is out qualifying 8-4.
Yep.
The race, Ricciardo is 6-4.
Yep.
Ricciardo 22 points to Nico Hulkenberg 17. So that's where they're at.
Yep.
At the moment.
This was always going to be a big season for Hulkenberg because he was either going to...
It was his birthday 2 days ago. Happy
birthday, Hulk.
To the talented Nico in my eyes.
Yep, although that name has now lost some of its meaning.
Daniel's always going to take a bit of shine off someone.
Yeah.
Even a man so shiny as
Nico
Hülkenberg. That's what I found out you say his name is Hulkenberg. Hülkenberg.
I wonder who he's going to be next year. Interesting.
What did you say?
Well, let's look at some rumours. Can we look at some rumours?
You can look at some rumours.
So just, where is Bottas going to be? That's a good question, because I think I would be surprised if Esteban Ocon is not in that Mercedes-Benz next year partnering Lewis Hamilton. I just get a feeling that Bottas has had his shot, and I don't think he's a safe option, but I don't think he's a long-term option.
Yeah, I think he had a good start to the year, and then he kind of went backwards very quickly. I think his confidence is dented. That poise and that real, Finnish Viking stance that he had at the start of the year. That beard.
The beard's no longer there.
He needs to grow a gruffy beard.
A Viking, a proper Viking fuck-off beard.
Yeah. But yeah, I can't. If I was Mercedes, I'd go with someone else, because you can't have Ocon out again, because Ocon will go to Renault.
He will.
There's a spot at Renault.
That's the problem that Mercedes faces. Yeah, if you don't sign him up, if you don't get rid of Bottas, he goes elsewhere. He goes to Renault.
What if you go Ocon to Renault and then Hulkenberg?
Red Bull?
He's German. Or put Max in there.
In where?
Mercedes.
Well, he's contracted. There's a loophole, is there not? I'm pretty certain he has to, if he finishes outside the top 3, his contract is null and void. He can resign. But now that he's in the top 3, he's contracted for another year.
He'd need to choke. He'd need to do a Sebastian
deliberately lose to get outside the top 3 drivers. And then he can be released from his Red Bull contract.
I don't think that's going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
So where do you think Hulkenberg's going to go if he's not going to be at Renault? I think it'll be Renault. I think they've got a solid driver pairing.
I do too. I think it could be a flow-on effect from Ocon. So if it'll start with Mercedes. If Mercedes don't go for Ocon, then Hülkenberg has to go.
Wow.
And then maybe
just to bring a Frenchman in?
Well, maybe he goes to bring a French. Well, a talented driver as well. Maybe Hülkenberg goes to Haas. Grosjean goes.
I would love to see, and I've said this before, I'd love to see Magnussen go to Red Bull. I really would.
Yeah.
I think he's such a dogged fighter, and we saw that against Daniel.
Yep.
And I think if he actually had a really fast car, he's learned his lessons that he learnt at McLaren.
Yep.
When he had his first season there. His first race, he came P2 after Daniel got excluded. So he's a quick driver. So I rate Mags. I think he knows where to put the car when it's fighting time.
Yeah, you can fight.
But yeah, so we've done Ferrari, now Red Bull. We're up to McLaren, the most improved team, and clearly
by far, amazing.
Easily. They're on 82 points, a big step for the team. Clearly the best of the rest, with Sainz only a handful of points away from Gasman Gasly, which he'll probably overtake him. Was Fernando Alonso holding back? Was he just driving shit?
Oh, wow.
I don't think that's the case.
I don't think so.
And was the Honda engine that bad? Lando Chuck Norris has done well, but still sits 31 points behind Minifons. Carlos Sainz. I heard that Carlos actually has a kink for getting sack-whacked, and him running off to kick, in inverted commas, Daniel, was a thank you to excuse himself from the boner he now had.
Ah, brilliant.
So he's got a bit of a kink, the old Carlos. Kinky Carlos, we could call him.
Yep. The old dick whack.
He doesn't mind a bit of a sack.
Did he give him Dan a bit of payback? Did he get Daniel back?
No, I don't know.
Still chasing him.
Oh, I think he's just thanking him. Can you do it again?
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to come up and give him a sack.
Yeah.
From Kinky Carlos.
Why not?
Strengths, consistently finishing the points, and the weakness is probably a Renault. The Renault engine has cost them. It's been unreliable. That's McLaren. Next up is Toro Rosso, 43 points. They got a great haul from Hockenheim. That's what made them leapfrog over the Renault. The missile versus the TIE Fighter. Daniel has 11 points on the rookie. Interesting. Even though the rookie TIE Fighter got promoted. I'd like to point out that the German Grand Prix was luck. Let's not kid ourselves. Kubica got a point.
Yeah.
Great for the Red Bull Junior team to get a podium. They crossed the finish line third. Big boost of points and a great day for Kvyat. 5 to 6 Kvyat finishes, so Albon isn't being disgraced. Strengths, the ability to make the most of their opportunities. So you can't really say, it was Kvyat's great driving. He kept it on the road. He kept it on the grey stuff. And Toro Rosso threw a bit of a gamble after Racing Point did to go, listen, we should give it a shot, and that's what happened. They got lucky, and I can't say that Toro Rosso deserves that position in the championship, but they got the 3.
Yep.
They got the 3rd place. They can always seem to get more points often than not. Red Bull B team is doing well above the might of the money of Renault. Renault chucking in a fair bit of coin.
Yeah.
And
not getting the return on investment.
You need to be there. Both Ricciardo and Hülkenberg didn't finish the German Grand Prix and also had a dismal showing in Hungary. The weakness, I think, Toro Rosso should be proud. It is slower than the Mercedes, but they all are, and could probably work on pit stops. They're one of the worst pit stop team in the championship.
Yep.
And then it comes to our Daniel Ricciardo and the team that he's chosen being Renault. What would you like to say about Renault?
Disappointing. Very disappointing. I think when Dan moved there, he would have had some higher expectations.
I think
he would have
did.
expected some better results. And it just seems like they have shown signs but have been so inconsistent.
Yeah.
Compared to McLaren.
Imagine if Daniel went to McLaren, that was his other option.
Well, I mean, in hindsight, though.
Oh, of course.
They don't have the money.
Captain Hindsight.
Who would have thought that Renault wouldn't be as fast as McLaren?
Not me.
I mean, no. He probably... What I do wonder about, Dan, is why he didn't go for a 1-year contract. Why not be available at the end of this year where there's so many seats potentially up for grabs. Why sign a 2-year contract? Or have a clause in that 1 year with an option for 2?
He's clearly looking at,
He could pick up a Ferrari seat,
Yeah,
a Mercedes
Red
seat.
Bull offered him the 1 year deal. I think it's so. Clearly they offered him a lot of coin, but also the promise and the investment. Renault did put in another, I think it was $70 million early in the season. It was clearly a show of we're committed to Formula One, which is good. But they've secured one of the finest overtakers, but he's overtaking very little. Hulk and Daniel both feel that the car is lacking something. I don't know. Fucking a good car.
Yeah.
They're trying to run less downforce to make the car slicker down the straights so they can overtake. They say that they're putting out 1,000 brake horsepower. Mad Max says, well, the car must be shit. And he said in a press conference, they're like, oh, yeah, the Renault are putting out 1,000 horsepower. And Max going, well,
Must be
the
a
rest
shitty
of the
car.
car must be shit. And he has a serious
A good point.
Big updates haven't yielded the big update results. Why? Maybe wrong correlations between the computer models, the wind tunnel, and reality.
Yeah.
That is an issue. Strengths, it looks nice. The merch
Yeah, it
is
does.
expensive, but also feels nice.
Yeah.
That's about it. The weaknesses, not capitalizing on big point opportunities. They'll need to fix the car to get closer to the front. If they can make the car quicker over the next 2 years, they need to have this sorted. Reliability is an issue as well.
It just doesn't look good for next year as well, because next year is a continuation of the regulations now. 2021 is where the big change is. So it looks like Renault's going to be in this situation for another year.
The interesting thing about people having contracts until before 2021 was how do you know which team's going to be good? Like when they brought in the hybrid era, you didn't think, okay, Mercedes are going to win this and win it in a canter for the next 5 years.
Right. That's where the big gamble is going to be. 2021. That's
Yeah.
when all the cards are on the table, and it's going to be a lot of luck. Be at the right place at the right time.
Yep. How do you predict that? You can't.
You can't.
Alfa Romeo, 32 points. Kimi is a superstar still. Giovinazzi isn't quite cutting the pizza. He's Finland's finest drunk. The car really has been very inconsistent. Some great races and some absolute horrors. Strengths, clearly Kimi is the best driver that they could put in the car. Weakness, consistency. 8th place in the pit stop championship as well. Losing them time every time they enter pit lane. Racing Point, 31 points. Podium Thieves came close, but with Perez out in Germany, who else was going to do it? The car is consistently slow in Stroll's hands, making Q2 maybe once. Perez is holding his own and deserves a spot in a midfield team. Weakness, they're really lacking the overachieving that they've been doing in the past. McLaren is back to where they should be, and it's made them a little bit weak. And they're not really making the most of those point-scoring opportunities. The slowest of all teams when it comes to pit stops in the DHL Pit Stop Championship. Strengths, they've got a lot of cash.
Yeah.
Weakness, not a lack of cash. It's like a negative. I expected better, and I dare say they did as well. Haas.
Disappointing. Very disappointing, Haas.
Yeah, 26 points. We don't know what they're doing with their car. Resorting to a Melbourne spec is a sign that they have no idea.
Yep. They don't know what they're doing.
They had the infamous Terry being promoted out of the pit crew.
Yep.
And moved. Maybe he was not joining the FOM. Maybe he's not joining the TV director. Maybe he's the chief designer who's just made a shit-ass car.
Maybe. Plus, they crash into each other all the time. They're always battling with each other on track, causing trip-ups.
That doesn't help.
Doesn't help.
Magnussen's on 18 points. Grosjean's on 8. Magnussen always has his elbows out, and he does a really good job defending. Some bad luck for Grosjean. Also, he's a bit shit and a bit whingy. Strength, clearly the Melbourne spec car and a Magnussen and a good Ferrari engine in the rear. Weakness is clearly Grosjean. The newer car, pit stops aren't schmick either.
No.
And we'd like to mention again, their new car is shit.
Rubbish.
I can't believe you can... I think it's the same with Williams, really. If you look at Williams' car from last year to this year.
Man. What a
But they are
disaster.
getting better. And speaking of the shit end of the town, Williams, they have 1 point thanks to Robert Kubica. They had a dog of a car to start the year. Really should have used last year's car until Germany and just thrown the front wider ring on. They've added some bike lights to the rear to cover the regulation change. That's pretty easy to do. I think they'll see out the season only just, but I think they'll get some. If the car keeps getting better, because they have a lot of improvements to make, then they might get some coin. They might get some investments and some sponsors.
You don't think they'll get bought out?
I don't think they'll get bought
they'll
out.
be right.
They'll either or Ross Brawn might buy it for $1 and then turn it into a championship winning team.
True.
Hopefully they can show some more improvement. Maybe some injections from Poland to keep the one-arm bandit in Formula One. But does he deserve it?
No.
No.
I think he's proven that it's been a good experiment, but it's proven that he's not the driver he used to be.
Maybe they'll put a female in the car
That'd be great.
next year. The W Series champion. I think they've signed her up as a development driver.
Yep.
So maybe she could get some laps.
I think David Coulthard said the other day that we need a female Formula One driver who's going to be as good as Max and Hamilton, who's going to go head to head with them.
Well, Max and Hamilton are very close to being women, so
there are feminine points to both of those two. Correct. You're right.
George Russell, great job. Ahead 10 out of the 11 races, qualifying 11 out of the 11. Weaknesses, how long we got?
Wow.
Pure and simple, the car, and in a motorsport racing series, that's a pretty big one.
I think George Russell, there's talk about George Russell eventually going to Mercedes-Benz.
Yeah.
At some stage, but he's not ready yet, obviously.
No, he'll be after Ocon. And he knows that. He's just sort of, kicking around.
Yeah.
Just impressing, really. That's all he's doing.
It's all he can do.
Yep. And so the strengths, really, Russell and their slick pit stops.
Very good pit stops.
Yeah.
Still got it.
So that's
Williams
the
Garage.
wrap. That's where we're at.
That's the midpoint right there. That's a little lockdown, a little reassessment of what's happening this year, and we can move forward. Any quick predictions for, very, very quick predictions for the next half of the race, the next half of the season?
Quick.
Well, you made one, a big
McLaren.
one. You said Max was going to
win the championship.
Win the championship.
Win the championship. Yep. Red Bull comes second. Alexander Albon will get a podium. And
Will Renault get that podium thereafter?
No, not this year.
No.
There needs to be a shit fight, like something in Singapore, like something crazy.
Yeah. Will Ferrari win a race
Yes.
in the second half?
They'll win one race.
Who will it be?
It will be Leclerc.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine if Leclerc goes through the rest of the year and doesn't win a race.
Yeah.
He'll be swearing at himself.
After how many
He'll just
opportunities
looking at the mirror
he's
going,
had?
"You fucking idiot!
3 opportunities.
Stupid,
I should have had
stupid,
3.
Stupid.
Yeah. He'd be telling himself how stupid he is.
Yeah.
He's good at that.
That can't be good for your self-confidence. Like, yeah, you wake up the next day, you're kind of over it, but still, in the
It
moment.
must make living life hell. He's constantly telling himself how bad he is at stuff.
That's going to seep in. That's going to get into your psyche. You're going to say, I'm a bit shit now.
I can't butter the toast properly. My coffee's too weak. I can't do coffee properly.
That's a terrible thing to think about.
And that's from the day. That's just from breakfast.
Yeah.
Then he goes into lunch.
That's how you start the day.
And he tries to get dressed, and he can't do that properly. And he's berating himself. Poor fella. I feel sorry for him.
No, I don't.
Nah, with his second-hand Ferrari. It's time to... I know we've taken a while to get here, but we need to get here. He's been on hold the entire time. Can you believe it? 4-time world champion.
It's the one we're going to get him to listen to the podcast.
Yeah. Sebastian Vettel. Have you been listening for the whole entire podcast, Sebastian? Sebastian, come in. Can you hear us? Hey. Hey, guys.
Hey, how you going?
Oh, what a fucking boring podcast.
Really?
Jesus Christ.
No highlights for you?
Actually, guys, I wasn't even watching or listening. What is this podcast called again?
The F1.
I don't even fucking care. I'm not even... Guess where I am, guys?
Where are you?
Hello. Yoo-hoo.
I can't tell.
Da 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 da.
Oh,
Da 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 da.
Are you in Rio?
What's a conga line? Hang on about a second. Hey, you big fella. Jesus Christ.
What are you doing over there?
I'm doing some I'm a very private person. I don't like to talk about my private life. But I will tell you this, okay? Just between you and me, look. You've missed your chance with me.
Don't worry, no one's listening.
You've missed your chance. I'm a taken guy.
I know, you're married.
I'm now married, sure. I'm on the honeymoon. This is my honeymoon destination. We went to Rio de Janeiro. It's a great place.
Did you marry
Heidi.
The
masseuse.
the
The backsack and crack lady,
the
sure.
mother of your child?
Yes,
Oh,
yes,
good.
Heidi.
That's good.
Have you met Heidi?
No, I haven't.
Wait a second. I've just been over here hanging with the guys, we're wearing the G strings, and we're doing the can. We're doing the da 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 da. So
A lot of time down the beach.
Heidi's over having a beer at with the other hairy ladies at the cantina. Let me just shout out. Hang on. Heidi, hi, sweetie. Yeah, the guys from everyone. Do you want to say hi? Hi, guys. It's me, Heidi.
G'day, Heidi. How you going?
Oh, I'm good, thanks.
It's good to meet you.
Oh, I'm very private. Oh, I've got a 4 o'clock waxing. I'll see you later. Okay, thanks, sweetie. Bye. That's Heidi. Have you not spoken to Heidi before?
I've never met Heidi.
You've never
before.
met Heidi.
No.
She's a great gal.
She has a.
She's got a pair of kahunas. I mean, she has
I think I've heard her before, but it was on a phone sex line.
That's right, yeah. But I tell you what, this way it works out. It's a perfect marriage because now I don't get discount. I get free
Oh, wow.
waxing and bleaching of the
Yeah.
anus.
So you're there on your honeymoon,
Yeah, on the honeymoon.
enjoying Rio.
Loves the
and
Rio.
all the festivities.
Oh, Jesus. It's just cock in the face. I mean, it's cocktails on the beach.
Cocktails
Look.
on the beach, of course.
Cocktails on the beach and in my face. I mean, not in my face. Jesus Christ. You
Cock
drink
in the
them.
tail, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, sometimes. Depends
It's
who's
called a
asking.
Sebastian Vettel drink, isn't
Depends
it?
who's asking.
Well, it's been great to catch up.
Hey, look. Do you wish you were here right now with wearing the juice string with the guys?
I'm not really a G-string kind
No,
of
okay.
man.
But hey, look, I'm really liking the podcast. What is your podcast called again? I don't fucking care. I don't even. But I just have good luck for the podcast, and I'm gonna do some great driving, and I'm gonna win some racing soon. So watch out for me.
Good luck enjoy the rest of your holidays. Good luck for the rest of the season. I'll catch up with you after Belgium.
Thanks, guys. I'm gonna grab this cock and really throw it down my throat. Sorry, cocktail. Bye.
Wow. Sebastian.
Jesus.
I
Sebastian
think
Vettel, four-time world champion.
I think he might have
Four-time world champion.
he might have had a few to drink.
I think he's been
He's a
on
bit
that.
loose lips, if you know
Yeah,
what
that
I'm saying.
Heidi seems nice, though.
She was.
Very feminine.
Big hands.
Big hands. Imagine how many steins she could bring over to the table.
A lot.
A lot of steins.
Yep.
And how many waxings she does in half an hour. She just, big hands.
Yeah, she'd have them all lined up and then just walk down.
Bang,
and just
bang, bang,
rip
bang.
them off.
Yeah, really aggressive.
Yeah, that was entertaining.
That was nice. We should just quickly mention the race that has taken the Gold Coast by storm, the Formula One world by storm, Luke. The Nerang GP for now 2021. We have rescheduled
It's a slight
things.
postponement.
A slight postponement. We got some news from Liberty Media. They did say that there was a lock-in. Melbourne's locked in. All the races for next year are locked in.
We
but
didn't have because I didn't have the video ready on time. They had to sort of start making the calendar, and it's my fault. But they have guaranteed us. They've shortlisted us.
Yep. Well, our proposal wasn't ready to be shown to
Not
Liberty.
for 2020.
Not for 21. But that's fine because 2021 now is,
Yep.
and we have had some great breaking news.
Positive news.
Very positive news. Not only are we up to 32 signatories
Ooh, snap!
in the Nerang district, we've hit the streets. We've got signatures from supporters, and very, very popular. Everyone's talking about it in Nerang.
I noticed on that your children signed. How old are they?
Yep. Well, a thumbprint counts, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, it's
Or a bit
legally binding.
Bit of dribble from the 2-year-old.
I thought you had to say that's from Haley.
A 2 and a 4-year-old
Yeah.
have also signed. May or may not be related to me. Yes, that's right, they are. It still counts.
It is.
So
It's
we've got
good.
lots of wonderful
We need
signatories.
everyone on board.
We do. We've got the mayor on board. We've got the local Woolies on board. We've got the local whorehouse on board.
Yep.
We've got the drug addicts. They're on the drug salespeople. Who else was there? Was other big companies? Is there other big companies on board?
Dan wrote my photo. Big photography company on the Gold Coast.
There we go. I love
They're
that.
right behind
They're
it.
very good.
They've given all their
Very.
professional photographic services to
Brilliant.
the Nerang Grand Prix.
Brilliant. It's the working man's Formula One.
Very much so.
The track for the battler, little Aussie battler,
The Battler Grand Prix.
Yeah.
Great news. Having a chat with Liberty Media. I was on the phone with them last week.
Yep.
That's another reason why we delayed the podcast, because we wanted to have this news for you.
I think we might have got some recording of that. Just the first phone call, because you rang first, and it went a bit like you got hold of Bratches, didn't you?
Yeah, he answered.
Yeah. Should we play the tape?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah, g'day. It's Luke from the F1 podcast. I was just wondering if I could have a chat about the proposed
Hey,
2020.
Juanita! I said, Juanita, where's my sandwich? Oh, who the fuck is this on the phone? Who is you? Talk to me now, boy. I got a gun right here. This is Liberty Media. Who's laughing? Who's laughing at me? Is that you, Juanita? Juanita,
No, I don't.
don't laugh at me when I'm wearing my special pants.
Look at your silly moustache.
Jesus Christ.
So, sorry.
who
2021.
who are you, boy?
I'm Luke Wormald. I'm part of
Luke Wormhole.
Wormhole. That's it.
Luke Wormhole.
That's me. That's me.
Didn't I tell you not to call here again now?
No, you said not to visit. You didn't say anything about calling.
Oh,
So-
you're not that little prick that came here last year.
With
Turned up at the
briefcase.
door.
Yes, that's me.
Motherfucker.
We've got,
if I ever
um,
see your face here again, I'm going to shoot it off.
I'm not here. I'm on the phone.
I said,
I'm
if you ever come here to my house.
I'm not coming there again. Clearly, your threats are quite.
You shut your mouth, boy. You shut your pretty mouth.
It is pretty.
Listen here, boy. Listen here. Don't you come around in no more. Sound like you farted on the phone, boy. Sound like you farted on the phone. Did you mess your pants? You just messed your pants good. I'm going to hang up the phone right now. Goodbye.
That didn't end well.
That's how. So
That wasn't a very good phone call.
So that was pre-recording of.
I farted on the phone. Sean Bridges.
You farted.
Oh, don't ever take it seriously.
This is why we don't get the things. This is why we can't have nice things, Luke. This is why we can't have nice
I
things.
had Mexican.
This is why they laugh at us when we propose the 2020 bid for the Nerang GP.
Yeah.
Because we laugh and we fart when the pressure's on.
Well, the pressure builds up.
It does. Did you do a little, did you wee a little bit in your pants then?
No. No.
Okay, all right. Because
That
that
was
would
from
have been
before. That was a phone call the
That
other
was
day.
before. Anyway, so that was the phone call that that we had a couple of days ago. But
Yeah, I
since
called him
then,
last week.
Since then,
I've recomposed.
since then, you did have some better news.
I did. I thought
Yeah.
I'm not going to talk. I'll just write an email in your name, and just inform them of what's going to happen. And they sent us back that we've been conditionally approved, and we've made a cut of the top 50 racetracks that they want to race
Yes!
in 2021.
That's what I'm talking about!
So it's a long short list, but we're on it. The Nerang Grand Prix
We're still in it, brother. We're still in it.
is there.
It's still alive.
Yeah.
So is the 50 going to be trimmed down?
Well, I know they want to expand the calendar to increase more races around.
But 50? That seems a lot.
That is a lot. They might whittle it down to 45. So,
Probably 2 a week. Two
yeah, it
races
should
a
be
week.
2 a week.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. Get in, fly, go there, do it. They
Just
can do
knock-
back-to-back Grand Prix.
knock
What's the
'em out.
difference?
Knock 'em out.
Instead of chucking it in a truck, you just chuck it on a plane.
Yep.
What's the difference?
Yep. Fair enough.
Customs, maybe. But
That's
fuck,
true.
they give a bit of gap in, Russia or China, whoever the ones that want to dick us around with that
Yep.
stuff.
Yep. So we're in the 50
Top 50.
top 50.
Yep.
Also, Bora Bora is in that as well. We're up against some pretty tough competition.
Bora
We've
Bora.
got, the South Island in New Zealand.
What I'm hoping with Bora Bora,
Antarctica's got a bid.
they do. We had a hand in that.
We did. We were helping. We helped out a little bit.
Just with some strategic
Penguins.
planning. Yep.
We got a lot of penguin signatories.
We trained some marshals, the penguin marshals, so they know how to wave a yellow flag when there's a caution needed.
Yep.
They also know how to put out if there's an oil or debris on track with the red and yellow striped flag, which they put that up before because of some tanker that
Oil spillage.
That's understandable. But at least they know how to wave the flag now, which before us
Good training.
they didn't.
Good training.
Yeah, so the top 50, we're doing well. We just hope. I think they're planning to, it could be 45 races, it could be less, but yeah, we're doing all right. We're there. We're in their ear. And that's what we do.
Yep.
We're like a
Yep.
burrowing insect into someone's ear.
Maybe we need to send us a fruit basket or some kind of something nice to
We send us some of Mum's cooking.
Bratch's. We send your mum. We send your mum, Luke.
Oh,
There's no greater PR person.
Mum, you've always wanted to go to the
on
United States.
The planet. We need to check some pockets. Do we have any money left over from the thing?
The thing?
Cockfight?
The big thing.
Pete's cockfight?
Yeah, his Speckled Jim won a fight.
You little beauty. Little speckled Jim.
Little Speckled Jim.
Oh, he looks so sick, though. He's recovered.
He had a broken neck and a torn wing, but other than that, he's fine.
And Pete just wheeled him in there and he just
Yeah.
maybe just
The other
chickens.
chicken committed suicide.
Fair enough. So we want some cash.
The chicken just got in and saw Speckled Jim and just
Freaked out.
Just
Because when
put his wings around his neck and went to sleep.
Because when he gets that look in his eye, Speckled Jim,
Oh,
he gets great.
that look.
Because his neck's all out of whack now, and his wings all and he has that look. That's going to make any chicken a bit worried.
Yeah, and they go, oh, I don't want to go down that way.
Killed himself.
Killed himself.
Stabbed himself with his own spur. Slit his own little throat.
Yep.
And how much do we win from that?
$3.50.
$3.50.
$3.50.
$3.50.
Yeah.
Well, that's almost enough to get your mum.
The other chicken had suicidal tendencies.
True.
And was on 24-hour suicide watch beforehand.
Delicious.
Yep. I mean, chicken's nice, but when they kill themselves, it feels so much more ethical.
It does. And if they do it near some egg and some breadcrumbs, commit suicide, and then fall into the pan,
Yep.
the hot oil,
Cheese,
that's even more convenient.
sauce,
Yeah.
Chicken
Could you commit
Parmigiana.
suicide near that blue cheese sauce?
That'd be nice. All right.
Oh, that is good news.
Yeah.
Look, that's great news.
Yeah.
So what does that mean for us? That we can send your mum?
I don't know.
We can send your mum to the States?
Mum's going. Yes. We haven't told her yet.
Oh, yeah, pack your bags, yeah. Send her
Pack
straight
the
to
caravan.
Bratch's house. Maybe she could wear that nice little red number.
Nice little red number.
This is your mother we're talking
I think
about.
something, maybe a burqa. Just to...
So she doesn't look like she's been tampered with.
No, she doesn't look like she's from Nerang.
Locks in the freshness.
Yeah.
Locks in the freshness.
Yeah.
So when Bratchus gets his hands on her,
It's like opening a can of Coke. So,
that might just be what we need to get this
I'm
bid
going to
over the
pimp
line.
Mum out for the Nerang Grand Prix.
Mrs. Luke, congratulations.
Congratulations. We thank you for your service.
Thank you for the services and the cooking. We realise that you probably won't be able to cook us the lovely
Just
treats.
give them the full service.
Just-
Don't fucking skimp, Mum. This is the Grand Prix. Depends
We fucking need
on your
this, Mrs.
sexual
Luke.
abilities.
We fucking need this, Mrs. Luke.
This is all we've got.
This is what we've got. Just get in there.
And pleasure.
Be sexy.
3 men at the same time.
This is your mother we're talking about.
Yeah. She's fine. She'll do it for the team. What else has she got going on? She's early retired.
That's true.
She'll spice up her life a bit.
Yeah. Actually, doing those yoga classes and the kegels. Don't want to waste that.
Oh, that poor Kegel. Never be the same. Hi, Mum.
Can we check some tipping scores between us?
No. I don't want to talk about
Am I
it.
still winning?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
By more than I was last time?
You could, even if I got all the opposite ones from you and they were all right, you'd still be ahead.
Jesus, that's brilliant. I'm really good at this.
You are. You're freakishly good at predicting things you know nothing about.
Correct. Correct. Okay. Time for
Haven't learned my lesson either.
Fuck, Marry, Kill.
Oh!
Fuck, Marry, Kill. Go.
Well,
right.
Am I going first? Am I telling you or are you going first?
I'll go first.
All right.
All right. Fuck, Marry, Kill. I haven't thought this through. Let me just try to think of Hulkenberg. Dan Ricciardo. And Bottas.
Get some good-looking boys.
Fuck one, marry one, kill one, go.
I think it's pretty easy. Bottas can die.
Yeah.
I mean, as much as he'd be an easy route.
He wouldn't put up much of a fight, would he?
No,
He'd just
lie
back.
there and take it.
He'd just be so sloppy.
Yeah.
Yeah, no expression.
Oh, another one. Okay.
Ice cold.
Next.
Yeah.
You don't want sloppy 53rds or something. So I'm going to kill Valtteri Bottas. I'm going to fuck Nico Hulkenberg. And I'm going to marry Daniel the Personality Ricciardo.
Why wouldn't you?
I think we'd get along so well. We'd be laughing all the time. We'd be quoting all the funny movies from Talladega Nights.
Bit of Ricky Bobby.
Anchorman.
Shake and bake, baby.
Yep.
Ricky Bobby.
Because when other people, he generally tries to pull out a quote from another movie, and then generally that person doesn't know what that movie's about.
Right.
And he just gives them a look of contempt going, what do you mean you don't know what that is?
Yeah.
Haven't you seen this? And like, no. Like,
How could
really?
you not?
See? And he gives you that look as if to go, you fucking kidding me?
You're a loser.
You have no life. So I think we get along well. Me and Daniel Ricciardo, we'd marry and sail off into the sunset.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Mum would approve of him too.
Oh, lovely.
When she's finished. Fuck, marry, kill for you.
Hit me.
You're going to love this one.
Okay.
Flavio Briatore. Hey, if it's good enough for, who was that model? Like really, Heidi Klum. Heidi
Klum.
She
go
married.
there?
Yeah, she went to Flavio Briatore.
Did she really?
In his nice sequence G-string. David Croft, my favourite Formula One commentator. The fat cunt. And Bernie Eccleston.
Oh, God. Luke. Oh, my God. I've got to fuck one of these guys.
You got to marry one and you got to kill one. Who are you going to kill?
Crofty. I'm going
Oh.
to shoot him right between the eyes. He's annoying.
He's a litterer. I've seen him litter. He
Yep.
was having a smoke and then he just threw it down.
Yep. Crofty's gone. Right
Gone.
between the eyes.
I would like to see him make him suffer and fuck him up the ass, but never mind.
I'm going to fuck Flavio. Real good. I'm going to...
There's a look in your eyes that I wish everyone could have just seen.
It was intense.
He's like, real
good.
So you're going to take pleasure in that.
I think I would, just to hear him squeal a little bit, like a little pig, like a little Italian fat, hairy pig. And mostly I'm dancing around the fact that I want to marry Eccleston because he's going to die soon. And he's going to leave it all to me.
A lot of money.
A lot of cash.
Yep.
So
That's smart. I would have
Bernie-
done the same.
I would marry Bernie.
Yeah.
I think so.
Just make sure, all the affairs are in order before you shag him to death. I think that's a great way to kill him.
I would probably just walk around with the G-string on the whole time just to give him a heart attack.
I want to die just saying that.
Yeah.
I'll turn into
Picture me,
chicken.
Picture me in a G-string, would you?
Suicidal chicken.
Oh, good Lord. Look, before we go, big thanks to your mum, Mrs. Luke, for
Thanks,
this
Mum.
wonderful... Look at this
A
smorgasbord.
feast. I didn't know, there was a lot of cabbage-based food.
There's a lot of cabbage in Hungary. Lots of cabbage, mate.
Does your fart smell?
Yep.
Yeah.
Not great. On
glad-
a Hungarian diet,
I'm
it's
glad
all
you're going home.
paprika, cured meat,
This is why
and
your kids are
cabbage.
sick.
That's right. I should improve their dietary.
Or your gas could actually get them to sleep quicker.
That's
Think about that.
yeah, that's a good point. This could be your mum's last supper before she heads off to the Bratches household.
She'll be fine.
This is bit sad.
Mum's a seasoned pro.
That's how you got here.
That's
after
right.
all.
Yeah, she's no lotus flower. She's had sex at least twice.
Yeah. Well, that's lovely. She did leave some lovely food for us. So let's get into that, shall we?
Thanks, Mum.
We'll let Pete have a little nibble as well because he's such a great producer. How is he not fucking fired yet?
Because she keeps saying he's a great producer.
That's true. And we only whisper when we say he's fucking terrible.
Shit ass.
Fucking shit. We're scared of him. Let's be honest.
He's got large biceps.
We'll be back here very shortly, mate. We've got the Belgian Grand Prix to
look
catch
forward
up
to,
with
yeah.
very soon. Catch us on all the Twitter, on the Facebook, on the Insta, and tell us what you like, what you don't like. Say good day, and we'll catch you for Belgium.
Bye now.
Bye now.